Poštovani gledatelji, dobra večer. Sa 5 godina je počeo svirati violinu i od tada je ne ispušta iz ruku. Jedan je od najvećih glazbenika današnjice, koji je klasičnu glazbu približio milijunima ljudi. Na Youtubeu je davno prešao milijardu pogleda, a ove se godine nakon pandemijske pauze vraća na svjetsku turneju u sklopu koje će posjetiti Zagreb. Čast mi i zadovoljstvo u emisiji ugostiti violinista, dirigenta i skladatelja, maestro Andre Rieu. Dobro večer, dobrodošli.
Dobro večer.
Maestro, hvala vam što ste nas ugostili u ovom prekrasnom zdanju u dvorcu u Maastrichtu. Evo, vaš orkestar se vraća na veliku svjetsku turneju nakon 2 godine pauze zbog pandemije. Je li vam nedostajala publika?
Of course I miss my audience, but most I missed my orchestra. Because, you know, that was the first time in the whole existence of my orchestra that we were at home as 2 years without making music, without having contact. You saw us this morning rehearsing and being together. We are like a big family. And I have 2 families, my wife and my children and my grandchildren and my orchestra. That's the other family. So it was really a hard time, and the most we missed all is making music together.
Sad ćete se vratiti. Godina prije pandemije, 2018. bila je zapravo vaša najuspješnija godina u karijeri. 93 koncerta u 21 zemlji na 5 kontinenata. 700.000 gledatelja te 2018. vas je slušalo. Hoćete li uspjeti vratiti tu razinu nakon ipak pauze jedne?
I think so. Why not? I mean, of course, it was terrible that the pandemic came, but I felt we are playing now since some months again, and I feel from the audience that they are hungry again. Everything is allowed, and we can go to music and to concerts. So what I feel now is that the people are very hungry to come to concerts and to sit together and touch each other and hug each other and kiss each other and listen to music together. That's the most beautiful thing there is.
Kako ste proveli ovo vrijeme kada nastupi nisu bili mogući? Jeste li, recimo, sad pod kraj uvježbavali neki novi program?
I tell you a story. Always when we are on tour, after the concert, I cannot sleep because of the adrenaline in my blood. And I look on my iPhone on baking movies. So how to bake cakes. And I never had time to do it. So once I was at home, our last concert was in March in 19. And then we were at home and suddenly 24 hours at home. So I started to bake cakes.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of cakes. I can show them to you. And they were very good.
Je li istina da ste tijekom pandemije za cijelu ulicu, za susjedstvo pekli kolače?
Yes, it's true. Yeah, it's true. So I started for myself and for my son, because he lives next door, and my grandchildren. And then the people heard that I was baking cakes. And said, hey, you have to bake for me too. So at last I was baking for the whole street.
Očigledno imate zlatne ruke. Ako ne svirate violinu, morate peći kolače.
It's okay. I love to do things with my hands. And in the old days, I even built houses. But now I don't do that anymore. It's too dangerous. But baking cakes, it's not dangerous.
Što možemo očekivati evo, na novim nastupima vas i vašeg orkestra?
I don't tell you because it's a surprise. But what I can tell you, of course, is the people that's... Normally, when you go to a concert in classical music, you look who's the conductor, what symphony are they playing, who's the soloist. In my case, my audience don't know what we are going to do. But they know when you go to a concert of Andre with his orchestra, you will have an evening you will never forget. You can be yourself, you can stand up, you can dance, you can laugh, you can cry. And that's why the people come to my concerts. So I'm not going to tell you what we are going to do.
To će biti iznenađenje.
It's a surprise.
Vaš omiljeni kompozitor je Johann Strauss i vaš orkestar se zove po njemu. Što je to tako posebno u Straussovom opusu? Zašto su njegovi valceri toliko zarazni?
Strauss was a genius. So he could compose anything. When a glass fell down on the floor, he could put that to music. He could do everything. And that together with feeling. So it's really fantastic what he can do with his music, and all that in 3/4 time. It's the most contagious music. But of course, you have to play it like Strauss wanted. When you play da di da dum, yep, yep, then it's don't do it. But you have to play di da di da, yep, yep. And then when we play it like that, you see the whole audience start to smile and to move and to stand up and to dance. That's the beautiful thing about Strauss music. And there's something else. It's not only joy. It's also a lot of melancholic. It's very melancholic. It's very deep in the heart. And in fact, it's a mirror of life, the waltzes of Strauss. Life is not only ha-ha, and life is not only crying. It's always the combination of the two, and that's what I like so much in the Strauss waltzes.
S razlogom vas zovu kralj valcera. Jedno od vaših omiljenih mjesta...
Kralj is king, eh?
King.
Yes,
of the
I know.
waltz, yes.
I speak Croatian.
Jedno od vaših omiljenih mjesta za koncerte je i Schönbrunn, Bečki dvorac. Pa predlažem da poslušamo jednu izvedbu vas i vašeg orkestra ispred Schönbrunna, koja je bila zaista spektakularna. Poznato je da imate iznimne produkcijske standarde, posebne kostime, posebnu scenografiju, pa čak i plesače. Je li istina da ste zapravo vi kreator svega toga? Da je to sve vaša ideja?
Yes, it's true. I designed my first dresses for the girls myself. And
Really?
Now, of course, there's so many, and we have a lot of people who make them, but I ask the girls, what color do you want? And then, because I want them to be happy, and then they come to me when it's almost ready, and they say, is it okay like this? And then I say yes or no. Yes, I think, I have a dream in my head, and it's not only the dresses, it's the whole entourage, everything. And so I want it to be like my dream in my head. And then I know exactly that it's going to be a success for the audience when they see my dream.
Kad ste počeli sa svojim turnejama i s tim načinom nastupa, kritičari su vas napali sa optužbama da ste klasiku pretvorili u show biznis. Koji je bio vaš odgovor? Kako ste doživjeli takve komentare?
Classical music is always a little bit show business.
Okay.
I mean, the moment you go on stage, it's show. Even when you play whatever. I mean, these critics are, because that's what you were asking. Eh?
Yes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, the moment they even said to Pavarotti when he started to sing in big halls with microphone, that he is using microphone. But when you make a CD, you use microphone. So it's ridiculous. So I think these critics are... Strauss himself was the biggest showmaster in the world. So when he would have lived now, he would have been a pop star #1.
Zapravo vi ste uspjeli klasičnu glazbu približiti milijunima ljudi koji nemaju nekakvo veliko glazbeno obrazovanje.
That's a very nice question. Who is the audience? I think my audience is everyone. It's everyone. So the professor is sitting next to the cleaning lady. But you have to bring your heart. When you don't bring your heart, then it will not work. For example, when we play the Danube, like I did, I see the whole audience going like that, but one man, no, and that's the critic. That's always.
Što je to što vas motivira da s istim žarom svirate i planirate turneje nakon svih tih godina? Dakle, ta karijera je već jako duga.
It's the most beautiful life you can have. Playing music for a lot of people, making them happy. My audience goes home with a smile on their face every night. And we do that. So, of course, the enthusiasm is there always. And after the concert, we sit together, have a nice wine and something to eat. And we speak about the evening, about the audience. That was fantastic tonight. And that is very important. I remember I was in classical orchestra. And after the last note, we played beautiful music. Everybody ran to the bus to go home. I love my wife, but I want to speak with my colleagues about the success we had and about the beautiful thing we achieved with the audience. And that's why the enthusiasm is still there like it was the first concert.
Kada ste prije 40 godina, više od 40 godina osnovali svoj prvi ansambl, niste ni slutili da ćete danas imati takav veliki orkestar, više od 120 članova. Pogledat ćemo kratki prikaz cijele vaše karijere, pa ćemo nastaviti razgovor.
So I've been with Andre for almost 30 years. So we started very small with a very small orchestra for a very small audience. Was always sold out and we always had fun. And when the audience got bigger, the orchestra got bigger. So I saw it all grow until the massive production that it's at the moment.
If we are on stage together, the public feel exactly what we are living, also behind the stage. So this is my experience I have for more than 25 years, and it's really, really so powerful.
My parents, because they do this together, they didn't start this business as a business. Well, they started in elderly houses where they played for very old people who were not able to go outside the house anymore.
The secret, I think it's based on two things. We have fun, but at the same time we are very professional. So Andre demands 100% of you. You can make mistakes if you want, not a problem. But if you don't give 100% of yourself, you're in big trouble.
Andre always believed in the fact that his music was for the world. And that grew and grew and grew, and the company got so big. They had big problems in the past because the music grew and the orchestra grew, but the rest of the company kept behind. We had a very small financial department and we had to learn on the road. Well, I think we all learned by doing, and it's the best learning school there is.
A normal audience of classical music, there is an orchestra playing for them and they are listening to the orchestra. And Andre makes a bridge between the two. People can dance, they can sing along, it's not a problem, they can clap, they can cough, they will do whatever they want. And that makes them relaxed, and we are having fun, the audience have fun, so we create the atmosphere together.
We are very proud on the fact that we managed to keep everyone with us. We have almost 120 people working with us. That is our real value. We cannot just replace them. It's not that Andre travels to Croatia and hires a local orchestra. He brings his own musicians who are with him already some over 30 years. It's a real family. He always says, it's my second family.
He plays music with all his heart, and he touches the heart of everybody around the world even.
Apparently, there's a healing power in music. Nothing goes as deep into your soul as music. And I hope that I can go on making music together with my orchestra the rest of my life.
Maestro, jeste li oduvijek znali da ćete biti glazbenik i da će baš klasična glazba biti vaš odabir?
No, I didn't know. I was 5. So my father was a conductor, and so my whole family was always classical music, and I started playing the violin at 5. And I asked the other children in the kindergarten, what violin do you play? Because I thought everybody plays the violin. So music was always in my head, and there was no other possibility than making music. And to answer your question, if I knew that classical music would be my profession, yeah, I think it was in my blood, and in fact I'm very glad that I can do that, because it makes me happy. I'm surrounded with a lot of people who love music, and I make millions of people happy with our music, so it's a good life.
Most beautiful job in the world.
Exactly.
Vaše maestralne nastupe obožavaju čak i hollywoodske zvijezde. Na jednom od albuma uglazbili ste valcer koji je napisao Sir Anthony Hopkins. Kako je uopće došlo do te suradnje? I nismo ni znali da on piše valcere.
One day I was rehearsing in my studio, like this morning, and there was a phone call from my office in New York, and it said, there's somebody on the phone, it's Anthony Hopkins. I said, oh, give him to me. So he has a very nice voice, very recognizable, famous voice of Anthony Hopkins. And he said, yeah, my wife saw you on television and in America. And I composed the waltz a long time ago, and she said, that's the man who's going to play your waltz. So would you like to do that? And I said, of course, send the music. So he did immediately. And because my orchestra was there, we made the first draft, and I sent it to him, and that's how it started. And it's really a beautiful waltz.
On je bio na vašem koncertu i slušao je to?
Yes, we played it for the first time in Vienna, and he was there, and we filmed it, and he was very, very glad that we played his waltz.
Imate više od 90 koncerata godišnje. Je li istina da imate 4 postave, pozornice i scenografije, zapravo nekoliko postava, da možete lakše putovati diljem svijeta s koncerta na koncert? Na taj način možete recimo vježbati u Maastrichtu, dok jedan set opreme ide u Melbourne, recimo.
Yeah, that's the only way to travel the world. So now, for example, we have 3 concerts in Germany. That's not far away. And then we fly to South America, to Uruguay, Chile, and Buenos Aires. So we need 2 sets for South America. One set is here, and another set is already gone. So it's a whole organization, and with these 4 sets, we can do the whole world, because the sets go in a ship with a container. And then we fly, and so we do that. So all the girls have 4 dresses. All the girls.
Odlično. To je dosta naporan tempo. Odakle vam energija da sve to zapravo imate cijeli tim koji se zapravo bavi. To je samo, sad je to već više od glazbe. To je pravi biznis.
It's very funny you say that. When you organize things well, it's not exhausting because it's well organized. So when we go on tour, and you can ask my orchestra, we go on tour, then we have holiday.
Really?
Because everything is organized. And to being at home, that's much more work, because we have to organize that we have concerts next year and the year after. But once we go on tour, we are on holiday.
Je li istina da putujete sa vlastitim kondicijskim trenerom, liječnikom i kuharom? Čula sam da trenirate 3 puta tjedno da biste bili fit.
No, every day.
Every day?
Every day. Now we rehearse, and tonight he will come again. So normally it's in the morning, but when I rehearse in the morning, it's in the evening. But I do it every day. You have to do, because I'm 72 now. I'm going to be 140. So I have to work hard.
Koliko vas vaš tim, odnosno članovi vašeg orkestra, slijede u tom entuzijazmu? Jesu oni tako isto predani ili ste zapravo vi taj koji sve njih motivira i zapravo izvor te nepresušne energije?
I think you're right, yeah. I have a lot of energy, and I love to give that energy to my orchestra. And for example, I didn't tell them to do sport. My trainer comes with me, he's for me. Mm-hmm. But when he finishes with me, they all, can you do me too? So it's contagious, you know. It's the example I give. And so most of the orchestra are doing sport also, because I started to do it.
Mm-hmm. Vi ste zapravo odličan uzor svojim ljudima. Pravi lider, pravi šef tima.
I think it's important that the leader, of course, when you go there and you are the leader, you have to have good ears. You have to hear everything when you are a conductor. Otherwise, don't be a conductor. But for the rest, it's very important to be also a little bit that father. You know, when they have problems, they can come to me, and yeah, I like it to be the leader.
Nikad se ne umorite od toliko ljudi. Imate li recimo potrebu da se osamite ako ste tako puno vremena s njima na probama, na turnejama? Kako nekako svoju unutrašnju snagu nadoknađujete?
No, not at all. And I'm surrounded by young people, and they keep me young. So I have to do my sport to keep young too. No, it's the best way to be very old, to surround yourself with a lot of talented young people.
Jeste li na početcima svoje karijere sanjali da ćete biti jedan od globalno najuspješnijih glazbenih brendova? Recimo, u jednoj godini ste bili treći nakon Beyoncé ili Madone. To je takav rang. Kao Rolling Stones, to je ta razina.
Yes, it's true. There was a year that I traveled with Schönbrunn around the world. That year it was, I think, Madonna, Beyoncé, and then Andre in the ticket sales. So I was very proud. And to answer your question, if I would know that, no, of course I didn't know. But I always knew that I wanted, very, very young I was already, that I wanted to form an own orchestra and do it my way. Mm-hmm. Because I was sitting in this classical orchestra and hear my father speaking about the classical world, and nobody spoke about the music. Nobody spoke about how beautiful it is. And it's too cold here, it's too hot, I want more money, I want more holiday, all that sort of stuff. Nobody was really enthusiastic. Oh, come on, we go on. And so I thought, I'm going to do it in my way. And that's what I do.
Gajite veliku ljubav prema dvorcima, evo u jednom takvom i živite. Zaista prekrasno zdanje. Je li istina da ste na jednoj od turneja napravili pozornicu koja je bila replika Schönbrunna i da je to bio ogroman zapravo i trošak radi kog ste došli u financijske probleme, bankrotirali ste?
Yes, it was a big success, but I was bankrupt after that.
To je bilo jako skupo, very expensive.
Yes, yeah, it was too expensive. 250 people were building it up during 5 days, and then, you know, it was too much. But it was very, very beautiful, and I was sitting in this very room with the bank, and the bank was looking what they could steal. But there was one guy sitting opposite me, and he said, no, 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 we let him play, because that's the only way we can have back our money. And that was the good thing. The next year, after that bankrupt, no, I was not bankrupt, but because the bank helped me. The year after that, it was so big with the Schönbrunn that all the halls were sold out. And so from minus, I was plus. That was, but I promised my wife I will never do that again.
Znači, nešto ste ipak naučili iz te epizode. Što ste naučili?
To do, you know, now when we come to Zagreb, we travel with 110 people. That's already big. But then we travel with 500 people, so that was too much. And the people come for the music, you know. The people come for the music. They don't come to see Schönbrunn. Then, like my son, he said, millions of people go to Schönbrunn to visit it. And there's only one madman who visited and said, oh, I'm going to make a copy of it.
Spomenuli ste svoju suprugu, u braku ste 40 godina, otac ste i djed. Koja je tajna zapravo toga da ste uskladili i profesionalni život koji je jako dinamičan i obiteljski život?
I think the balance is very easy because we do it together. So it's not that she is a teacher or a surgeon. No, we really do it together. She has all the ideas, and we sit together to speak about the new programs or everything we do together. So the only thing, you see me on stage, you never see her, but we do it together. So that's very easy to be married like that because we work together.
Putovali ste po cijelom svijetu, vidjeli smo u 21 zemlji svijeta ste bili prije ove velike pandemije u jednoj godini. Koliko je publika slična, odnosno drugačija u različitim zemljama svijeta i da li vi radite neke prilagodbe kada putujete u neku pojedinu zemlju?
That's a good question because all over the world the people react the same on our music. It's really fantastic. The only exception was Japan. We were playing in Japan, and I was doing my text and with a translator, and they were looking. And I thought, oh my God, I don't like it. And then, in the encores, the balloons, we have always balloons with the Radetzky March. The balloons came down, and woo, they were like children. So I thought, I'm happy they like it. But for the rest, in the whole world, the people are the same. And I always said that. The music is international. The hearts of the people are everywhere the same warm heart. And the only thing we change is in the encores, we play a song from that local country. So that's the only thing. But for the rest, all the people in the world are the same. And that's a beautiful thing because now when we play Maastricht here on the big square, our concert, we had this year 100 nationalities. They come from all over the world to listen to our music. And that's the proof that music brings people together and people are the same everywhere.
kada bi muzika bila ta koja povezuje taj univerzalni jezik, bili bi lišeni i ratova i nesporazuma među ljudima. Što mislite?
Yeah, exactly that. I sat on the square with the 100 nationalities. I think that, you know, in my orchestra we have 14 nationalities, and you saw them together. The moment we play, it's like one family, and we understand each other. So I think when all the people in the world would make music together, the world would be a different place.
Better place.
Better place.
Kako radite audiciju za svoj orkestar? Neki ljudi su u vašem orkestru po 20 i više godina, ali evo kažete da imate jako puno nacionalnosti. Dolaze li ljudi iz drugih zemalja svijeta tražiti da baš sviraju u vašem orkestru ili nuditi svoje usluge?
That's a very good question, because I'm not looking for people. I don't need people. They come to me. And when mostly I say, send me a link that I can see and hear you. And then I say, oh yes, she or he plays very well, or she's nice. And then, please come to my studio, I play. And then it happens, you know. Then it clicks. I say, okay, I don't need you, but please come, because you are so fantastic. And that's how I form my orchestra, always from the beginning. And of course, the first time I started, my first 14 people, 35 years ago. But now it's like, oh, yes, you want to come in my orchestra? Yes, come.
Što je ono što odlučuje da neko bude dobar glazbenik? Je li to talent ili je vještina koja se dugim vježbanjem usavršava? Jutro smo gledali vašu probu. Koliko je tu urođene talentiranosti, a koliko je tu treninga i prakse?
It's difficult to answer. It's the whole human being. Of course, the skill must be there. But then the heart must be there.
What does that mean?
That without your heart, you play, and there is nothing that happens. So it's very important that the musician brings his heart or her heart. That's the most important thing. That when that, and I see that in my orchestra, when somebody could play like this and say, you play for the money. But it never happens, because the people come to me, they come with their heart, and that's what makes a good musician. Of course, the skill is important, but the most important is the heart.
Je li se svo ovo vrijeme dogodilo da ste nekome u orkestru morali zahvaliti jer se nije sa svojim entuzijazmom, s načinom na koji se odnosi prema glazbi uklopio? Recimo da ste morali reći, da, ti nisi za nas, nije ti ovdje mjesto.
Yeah, it was once. We had a harpist audition. She came from Hungary, I think. And she played very well. And they said, oh, yeah, when can you start? And she came with the orchestra. And then in the bus and in the hotel and on stage, she was not with us. She was only playing for herself, and it didn't click with the others. She was not friendly. So I said, goodbye, 1 week. That happened once.
To je vrlo zapravo dobro da imate takvu fantastičnu selekciju da u svih ovih 40 godina ste samo jednu osobu otpustili.
Yes, it was not even a fire. It was, fire people, it's when they are already 10 years with me, but that never happened. So it was 1 week. It was a quick thing. And I have a good intuition. So I can feel when people come and say, I think that's going to work out.
Krenuli ste skromno, a napravili ste multimilijunski posao. Što je po vama recept za uspjeh? Bilo u umjetničkom smislu, bilo u ovome poslovnom smislu. Što je recept?
It's the same answer, your heart. You have never make music for money. Make music because you like to play the music. And then the sparkle will jump over to the audience. So we are always genuine. We are really there on stage. Like this morning, we were really making music. It's not, oh yeah, we have to maybe to tape this or we have to do that or another concert. No, we always love what we do. And we do it with our heart, 100%.
Vi ste poznati kao radoholičar. Koliko radite, vi i vaš orkestar?
I come back to my concerts here on the big square in Maastricht. We had a new program, and to celebrate that we can make music again for the audience, I formed a 150-piece orchestra, choir, to sing with us. And they came from Amsterdam and Liège and Köln and Maastricht. And so everybody said, oh my God, this whole program, well, how are you going to do that? In 4 rehearsals, I was ready. So it's, you know, when you really choose the good people, then you can work very quickly. So I am a quick worker, I know that, and the orchestra, for example, we start, I say, stop! And because I know I hear something, so I don't play the whole piece and then do it again and then do it again. So they know me very well, and they know why I say stop, because there's something I hear. So you can do that very quickly. But of course, workaholic, yeah. They say that, but I don't think I'm a workaholic. I have a lot of energy.
Koji su vaši hobiji osim muzike?
No, only music. No, I like building. This castle, for example, it's a very old castle and it's built from very soft stone. So I have to renovate the whole time, but I love it.
Vi osobno ste renovirali?
No. I did that when I was young. I don't do that anymore. But I love to give the people instruction and say, no, that you have... And the beautiful thing is that because I did it myself, they say, no, it's not possible. I say, yes, it's possible. So do it.
Evo, vi ste danas zaista svjetski muzičar, globalno ste uspješni. Kako ste unatoč tolikom uspjehu uspjeli ostati tako jednostavni, ponizni? Koji je recept?
I don't know. I'm a humble person. It's very strange. People... So you have success. We sold almost 50 million records, and of course there's a lot of money involved. But it's, you know, it's all relative. The most important thing in life is that you love your family and that you are healthy, that you keep. You have to work for it, of course, to keep healthy, and I think that's the most important thing in life. To have friends in life that you can trust and that you love. And all the rest is not important.
Vi ste otac sinova i imate nekoliko unuka. Na koji način s njima provodite vrijeme? Imate li vremena za biti onako u ulozi baš oca i djeda?
In fact, you should ask my sons. I have 2 sons. But I think Marjorie and me, my wife, and me, we very often ask ourselves, were we good parents when we were young? I think we were. We were always trying to give them a lot of love and support them. And that's how we do that. And now with the grandchildren, of course, it's fantastic to have grandchildren because you don't have to educate them. You can only spoil them.
Roditelji ih odgajaju, vi se igrate, vi ih zabavljate.
Yeah, the grandchildren are fantastic, of course. 2 grandchildren live next door, and other 3 in Rotterdam, a little bit further, but they are all 5 lovely grandchildren, and we are so happy that we have them.
Je li neko od njih glazbeno nadaren? Da li će neko od njih krenuti vašim stopama?
I don't know, but I'm already very glad that they love my music. So, of course, they love TikTok and all that sort of stuff, but then they come to my concerts and I said, did you like it? Yeah! So I'm very, very proud.
Maestro, hvala vam na ovom razgovoru, veselimo se vašim novim nastupima.
Thank you for being here, and I can tell to the people when they would come to the concert, they will have an evening they will never forget, and I promise them I sent them home with a smile on their face.
Sigurni smo. Hvala vam još jedan put. Poštovani gledatelji, pratili ste emisiju u svom filmu. Naš gost je bio kompozitor, skladatelj i dirigent, maestro Andre Rieu. Hvala još jedan put, vidimo se sljedeći tjedan u isto vrijeme.